Hi, everybody. It's Miss Celeste here, your ECE instructor for ECE 102. And we are now in week 3, part 9 here in this course. So we are moving past the halfway mark in terms of our weeks that we have been in this course. So, congratulations. It's a really big accomplishment. I hope that these videos have been really helpful and meaningful to you. And I hope I've been able to relay some helpful information. And for those who've reached out and contacted me, and we've got an opportunity to conversate and share suggestions for you. Thank you so much. I really love the opportunities when I get to engage with you guys one on one. So, before we get started, I do just want to go over this week's assignments and in a little bit more detail briefly. I will go over these again in our live session. So, if you have more questions, feel free to contact me via email or we can talk at our live session. So just making sure that we are doing our reading, our lessons, uh, and videos that I have available, just like this one that you're watching now. And just making sure that we are writing our notes and just getting some feedback and creative ideas in our notebook. Because I really love when you share your experiences and new ideas or um, just greatness that you got from this week when you shared in our live session. So, if you can just make sure that you're spending time doing the readings and the videos, that would be great. In addition, we have our discussion thread. So, this week for discussion, we're going to focus a lot on the preschool curriculum, volume 1, under the state of California standards. Uh, so there is 3 volumes overall, but we're just going to focus on volume 1. And I asked you a series of questions for you to elaborate in each area. Now moving to journal, I am going to give you some time instead of doing some reflecting type questions. Although this assignment is definitely a reflection, but it's to prepare you for our final live session. So during our final live session, you are going to just present some areas of your choice, just kind of taking away 4 areas that you learned, just something that was meaningful to you. It could be any areas. There's no really right or wrong way to do this other than just expressing those areas in some detail. And then also how you would apply them in the classroom. So just sharing a little bit of how you would do that. So I am for the journal section this week. I'm going to have you just start preparing those for our final live session. So that is a PowerPoint slide. I do have a template that you're welcome to just use and plug in your areas. So it's just kind of already created for you. So I hope that's helpful. Assignment this week, we are going to learn about lesson plan outlines. So I am going to have you create that in a little bit more detail. And then also not to forget our training hours that I want you to do each week so we can accomplish that 45-hour um, in total at the end of our course. And then also doing a reflection on that, just making sure that we are sharing some insight to me. Doesn't need to be long, just a bit about just your experience. So all right, so let's get right into it. So, this video is really going to talk about the ability to apply curriculum standards into your own curriculum um, while planning and applying changes. So it's about 3 different parts. So we all have a specific curriculum that we follow based on your school, the philosophy. And just kind of whatever direction that your school specifically has formatted that system. But what the creativeness about it is we have to find ways to add a little bit here and there of our own creativity, because knowing that children all learn different, the curriculum isn't just a one size fits all, and you can just teach it one way every time. So, my goal here is just for you to be mindful of how to create those, uh, meaningful moments and creativeness to the curriculum while trying to plan it and make changes. Like, how does that all kind of come together? Because the planning part also is a big piece, and then applying those changes and then seeing them blossom and work. So again, it is a process. Um, I am going to focus on the creative approach to learning, so I will talk a lot about what that is. But first, from NAEYC, a curriculum also helps ensure the teacher is intentional in planning a daily schedule that maximizes children's acquisition of desired knowledge. And the reason why I'm saying that really slow is because that part is really important. And skills through the effective use of time and materials, and offer opportunities for children to learn through play and through structured activities individually and in groups according to their developmental needs and interests. So, again, curriculum is a big funnel of so many different areas. So, we're talking about developmental outcomes, we're talking about their needs, we're talking about uh, milestones, we're talking about, really creating that effective use of time with the materials. Because, again, depending on the age of the children, the time can all differ, so we have to really apply changes, when needed, where needed, when we're presenting new material. Curriculum standards. So the main focus here is, to really have a comprehensive curriculum, which includes content, concepts, and activities that foster social, emotional, physical, language, and cognitive development. Curriculum for cognitive development specifically should include key areas such as literacy, math, science, technology, social studies, health, and safety. We also should add creative expression and appreciation for art. So, really implementing all this within your classroom to help support the overall learning for all children. It's important that curriculum is implemented in a way that reflects the family values, benefits, experiences, cultures, and languages of all enrolled children. So we want our school community to be very much, having the, family community aspect. So in order to do that, we definitely have to have that piece in having the parents come in and just be a part of the environment and allow opportunities for them to share different ways of, say, celebrating holidays, or maybe some cultural studies that maybe they want to share, and just giving them the opportunity of how they can help and come in and be a part of that classroom. And once you really open that door, it really just gives parents a sense of care and love, and they really feel safe and just really much a part of the process. And parents want to be a part of the process, and sometimes they just don't know how, um, to ask for that. So it's really our job as teachers to give them those opportunities, so they can be a part of the environment and they're part of their child's learning, first and foremost, and then also having the child see the involvement that their parents are giving and how meaningful that is for them. Creative approaches to learning are specifically, the individual opportunities, the small group lessons, changing up the material often. My big one is labeling where material belongs. I think that is such a great uh, idea, and what I did specifically in my toddler class, when I had a group of new children. In order for them to, remember where things went, I would put little pictures on the shelves. And so that would indicate where that material would go. So over time, they got the hang of it, of where everything belonged, and of course why. And I explained all that. And really worked out well because then they started to put things back where they needed to go. So I definitely recommend labeling specific areas, specific, places where things may go. Pictures are a great, great way to do that because they have more a visual effect, which is amazing. Other areas are, visiting areas of interest among the group. So asking questions, seeing what they enjoy, what they like doing, and kind of incorporating their likes within the conversation, within the topics, within the lessons that you do is really important. And also revisiting lessons often. Just because you do it once doesn't mean you don't do it again. Children need repetition. They need to revisit lessons often for the benefit of just making sure that they have mastered every area or what you are presenting, because not everybody receives the information the same way. Teachers must also be involved in the learning. So, when teachers are involved in the learning, they definitely can see other things that are happening in the lesson that maybe other teachers would not see. So I encourage involvement, participation, very hands on in order to present a lesson to children. Another term I just want to, really highlight is the purposeful play. Um, and really should be the central learning experience in early education and classrooms. It's a natural way of learning that supports creativity and imagination. We always should have purposeful play. In our learning centers should include a library, manipulatives, science, dramatic play, engineering, blocks, and art, um, just to really explore those great minds and exercise, many areas of the brain. Have intentional teaching opportunities can be incorporated through open-ended literacy and mathematic games, experiments, and fine and gross motor skills, of course. But again, every thing that you do in the classroom, every area you teach, every material you have should have a purpose. Um, and children definitely should have fun, of course, and find that love for learning through purposeful play. Other areas in terms of what purposeful play is, it's really about the feeling like of who am I. So children get the opportunity to learn more about themselves. Um, really work on their social emotional learning, what empathy is, just really being mindful of who they are, the self image. And then we go to, the thinking. So, what do I know? Content and skills, inquiry based learning is another big part. And then doing, how do I connect it all? So, how does everything I learned all come together? So, community engagement, internships, mentorships, making and creating. So, there, everything uh, obviously in the classroom has more smaller terms of when we're teaching, but the whole idea is for there to be a purpose and for children to develop a good sense of who they are, a great process of, thinking and really understand why they're doing it. And once those are all established, I just feel like the meaning and the understanding just comes natural. And that's what we want to create in the classroom. So before I end here, I just want to kind of go back to understanding, how much curriculum and finding opportunities, to plan and be prepared so you can, relay these meaningful parts of the education that you're providing for children. So, if you have any other questions or you need some more support in some of these specific areas, please don't hesitate to reach out. Again, thank you so much. Have a great week, and I'm excited to learn with you. Our next stop will be part 10 of week 3, and I'll see you then. Thanks so much. Bye bye.